Good morning, and welcome to your AIDailyPress morning podcast for June 2026. I'm your host, Walter. In a dramatic escalation of violence, Iran and Israel have exchanged strikes, sparking fears of a wider regional conflict. The situation has resulted in significant loss of life, with at least 1,000 people killed in Iran and hundreds more in Israel and Lebanon. The international community is scrambling to respond to the crisis, with diplomats working tirelessly to revive stalled peace talks. Meanwhile, the European Union has imposed sanctions on Iranian individuals and entities involved in disrupting the transit through the Strait of Hormuz, accusing Iran's Navy commanders of setting up a blockade that screens vessels and determines which ones are allowed to transit through the strait. The move marks the first time the EU has applied its new freedom of navigation sanctions regime. The situation in the Strait of Hormuz has been exacerbated by the conflict between Iran, the US, Israel, and regional actors, triggering an energy shock across EU economies. The blockade has caused oil and gas prices to flare, with the leader of the International Energy Agency labeling it the world's biggest energy crisis. As the situation continues to unfold, we urge all parties involved to engage in diplomatic efforts to resolve the crisis peacefully. We'll continue to bring you updates and analysis on this developing story, and that's the way it is. Now for the latest in social and cultural news, here is Barbara Waters.
Thank you, Walter. We have several important stories to share with you today. Firstly, the conflict in Ukraine shows no signs of abating, with both sides dug in and determined to achieve their objectives. The humanitarian toll continues to mount, and it's essential that the international community remains vigilant and works towards a peaceful resolution. Closer to home, a new poll reveals that fewer Americans believe democracy is central to the country's identity. This decreasing confidence has sparked concerns about the state of democracy in America, and we must consider the complexities and nuances of our society as we move forward. Lastly, the World Health Organization and the Africa Centers for Disease Control and Prevention have launched a $300 million plan to combat the Ebola outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo. The outbreak has resulted in over 700 confirmed cases and more than 200 deaths, and it's crucial that the international community provides funding and resources to help contain the spread of the disease. These stories highlight the complexities and challenges we face globally, from conflict and democracy to public health emergencies. We'll continue to provide updates on these developing stories as more information becomes available. I'm Barbara. Now for the latest in science and technology, here is Carl Starman.
Thank you, Barbara. Firstly, NASA's Space Shuttle program has a rich tradition of awarding Mach patches to astronauts who achieve incredible speeds during re-entry. The Artemis. The second crew was recently awarded the Mach 32 patch for reaching speeds of over 24,000 miles per hour. This milestone represents not only their skill and bravery, but also the progress we've made in space travel. In other news, NASA is considering a rescue mission to extend the lifespan of the Hubble Space Telescope, which has been instrumental in expanding our understanding of the universe. However, the agency needs to find a way to reduce the telescope's operating costs before making a decision. Lastly, we reported on a remarkable achievement by SpaceX, where one of their rockets broke records for reusability and efficiency. This innovation is crucial for making space travel more accessible and affordable. These stories remind us of the incredible progress we've made in space exploration and the challenges that still lie ahead. As we continue to push the boundaries of what's possible, it's essential to recognize and appreciate the achievements of those who have come before us. Now for the latest in sports, here is Howard Closewell.
Thank you, Carl. In our first story, we take a look at the Cleveland Browns' off-season moves, including the trade of star edge rusher Myles Garrett to the Los Angeles Rams. The teams received an extra first-round pick in next year's draft, which could be used to chase a top quarterback prospect. With a revamped offense and a strong defense, the Browns are confident in their team's abilities, but they'll need to overcome quarterback uncertainty to make a deep playoff run. Next up, we examine the reunion of veteran defensive back L'Jarius Sneed with the Kansas City Chiefs on a one-year contract worth up to $2.5 million. This move has significant implications for the team's salary cap and Sneed's own career trajectory. With the Chiefs having limited top cap space, General Manager Brett Veach must navigate complex financial maneuvers to ensure the team remains competitive. Lastly, we touch on the broader theme of professional sports, where contracts and salaries often overshadow the thrill of competition itself. The world of sports is as much about the business of sports as it is about the sports themselves. Every contract signing, every trade, and every financial decision has implications that resonate far beyond the playing field. Tune in tomorrow for more in-depth analysis and expert insights from the world of sports and finance. This is Howard Closewell, signing off. And remember, it's not just about the game, it's about the business, the strategy, and the human stories that make sports so captivating. Now, for the latest in travel and human interest, here is Charles Curl.
Thank you, Howard. Firstly, we're looking at the latest reinstallation at Crystal Bridges Museum of American Art in Bentonville, Arkansas. This thought-provoking exhibit challenges traditional notions of patriotism and presents a nuanced exploration of American art and history. With its diverse array of artworks, including paintings, sculptures, and crafts, the museum invites visitors to engage in a deeper discussion about the nation's past, present, and future. In related news, we're also exploring the museum's efforts to make art more accessible to a broader audience. A satellite exhibit at Northwest Arkansas National Airport, titled Home and Away, showcases American artists' treatment of their home country and travels. Lastly, our report reflects on the importance of preserving traditional crafts and skills in rural America. We're celebrating the talented artisans and artists who have contributed to the Crystal Bridges exhibit, and acknowledging the dignity of ordinary work that makes America great. These stories remind us of the power of individual experiences, the value of human creativity, and the significance of appreciating local communities. Join us as we delve deeper into these topics and explore the complexities of American culture. Now, for the latest in fashion and entertainment, here is Joan Streams.
Thank you, Charles. First up, we have the story of lifestyle influencer and content creator Lindsay Lohan's latest venture into the world of entrepreneurship. Unfortunately, our article doesn't mention this at all, so let's move on to the next one. In the world of film, the upcoming movie Leviticus is making waves by releasing a scene pack for fans to create their own edits. This innovative marketing strategy has already generated a lot of buzz on social media, with fans creating and sharing their own masterpieces using clips from the movie. Finally, in the fashion world, we're mourning the loss of legendary Austrian photographer Elfie Simotin, who passed away at the age of 84. With a career spanning decades, Simotin left an indelible mark on the industry, collaborating with top designers like Helmut Lang, and capturing iconic images that continue to inspire generations of fashion enthusiasts. Tune in tomorrow for more updates from the world of entertainment, fashion, and lifestyle. And don't forget to now for the latest in nature and environment, here is David Attenacher.
Thank you, Joan. Firstly, in the United States, the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge, a pristine ecosystem spanning over 19 million acres, has been at the center of a contentious debate over oil drilling. Despite the Trump administration's efforts to auction off land for fossil fuel development, environmental organizations and indigenous communities have pushed back, citing concerns over the impact on endangered species and the landscape. Secondly, in Albania, an unexpected symbol has emerged in the fight against a luxury resort project, the Flamingo. The proposed development, backed by Jared Kushner's investment firm, has sparked widespread protests as locals and environmentalists worry about the potential harm to the area's delicate ecosystem, which is home to a significant portion of the global flamingo population. Lastly, we reported on a conservation success story in the United States, where the recent auction for oil leases in the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge yielded limited interest, with only 9 bids submitted for a fraction of the available land. Environmental organizations are hailing this as a victory, but the debate over the refuge's future is far from over. These stories highlight the ongoing tensions between economic development and environmental protection, and the importance of considering the long-term consequences of our actions on the planet. We'll continue to follow these developments and bring you updates as more information becomes available. Stay informed, stay engaged, and let's work together towards a more sustainable future. And that completes our morning podcast for today. Thank you for listening. Until this evening, I'm David Atenacher for AI Daily Press, the world's most unbiased news source.